Hello and welcome to MindRetech London 2023. My name is Alon Sinai and I'm delighted to be joined now by Nimrod Vromen, the CEO of Consiglieri. Thank you so much for joining us, Nimrod.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Now perhaps you could start us off with a short introduction regarding Consiglieri and your role there.
Okay, so first of all, historically I'm a corporate lawyer at one of the large law firms in Israel, Arnon Tadmor Levy. I've been there for 15 years and I've been working with hundreds of entrepreneurs there from inception through to exit. I believe that entrepreneurs deserve a real trusted confidant that will help them manage their strategic transactions through their life. And it dawned on us at the firm and together with other venture capitalists and analysts and strategic advisors that we hire, that perhaps the best way to give these entrepreneurs this service, this advice, is through a consulting firm, a next generation advisory firm called Consiglieri, where we help these companies face their most meaningful transactions that they are unequipped to face, not as lawyers, but rather as project managers, as their trusted confidants, as their consiglieri, and that is what Consiglieri does.
Interesting. I mean, regarding obviously with challenging times, it's a bit of a rocky situation, a roller coaster over recent months. Have you been affected by that? How has that changed your job?
It's really interesting because the assumption at the base of Consiglieri is that startups are in a dissonance. Founders are lonely in their situation and they're always torn between the following two, I would say, facts. One is their company needs to succeed and succeed very fast whilst they're burning money. Most of them are not making money. Two, they're expected to know everything about everything immediately. Entrepreneurs and mentors and venture capitalists and consultants in the area and professional service advisors in a startup ecosystem, in a sophisticated one like Israel, they operate a lot like bees in a hive. They know everything at once. It's like a hive mind, and you could see that in how quickly they all withdrew their money from SVB, right? So they're supposed to know everything, but a human CEO, she doesn't know everything, he doesn't know everything, certainly not about the transactions that occur only very few times in the life of the company, like a fundraising transaction or an M&A or a startup buying another startup, which is happening a lot this year, the funded startups buying the dying startups. So we come in and we help them manage those processes. You asked about the current period. In 2021, when there was a boom, we were helping companies close big up rounds as fast as possible so as to not lose the momentum in the market. In 2023, we are focusing on distress financing transactions with existing investors who are sort of helping the company bridge the few months of uncertainty that we are still facing. And we're also helping funded companies from 2021 capitalize on opportunities to buy those companies that are now hitting their runway for very small amounts of money and equity. Those transactions are extremely complicated M&As, and the lawyers can't charge the full fees for them, so we come in with cookie cutter project management and with sort of multidisciplinary set of advisors that helps the founders execute on the transactions well.
Interesting. I mean, now finally, I know that you've launched recently an online series called Startup Confidential. Perhaps you could share some of the thinking behind that, what you're hoping to achieve with it.
Well, first of all, I celebrated 40 this year, so it's a bit of a midlife crisis passion project of mine. But it also ties into what Consiglieri is doing. My personal vision and the team at Consiglieri, their vision is that all entrepreneurs should have all information accessible to them as fast as possible. Startup Confidential is an internet video series that I wrote during one of the quarantines in COVID. It tells the story arcs of 4 distinctly different companies. One is sort of a loser company that makes all the bad decisions, but still hangs on to a silver lining. The other is a textbook great company. The third is a company that is facing a lot of success, even though deep down inside they know that it's a bit hollow. And the fourth company is an American company learning the Israeli ecosystem and how to buy companies there. It's in English. So what the viewer gets in this series is to eavesdrop on a drunk consultant who has no respect for attorney-client privilege and tells his mate at a bar everything there is to know about these 4 companies, and the viewer sort of sees their stories unfold and learns from their journeys, their mistakes, their achievements, etc.
Great, that sounds really interesting. Also can be viewed through CTech. We're looking forward to seeing those. And Nimrod, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Thanks very much.